Shooting Stars is a 6-week programme where children explore their own goals and their own beliefs, unwritten rules that we might have learnt through childhood, and to challenge those goals and to learn to risk on purpose in a safe and fun way.
They're all based in schools in the Lewis Road area, which is Fairlight, Coombe Road and Elm Grove. We usually have 8 boys and 8 girls in each cohort, so there's a group of 16 every time we do a Shooting Stars course, and we do lots of different activities each week.
We have warm-up games to start. We have obviously a focus on aspirations, where they're looking at unwritten rules or looking at aspirational people. So we have a learning element within the session, and then we also have a fun learning element which then brings it all together for those kinesthetic learners or those who like to do things while they're learning, such as art and craft, cooking or animations.
Well, cutting out my helping hand, and that's basically something you can use to find so that if you're being bullied or anyone's being mean to you, you can use it to remind you of who you can go to.
That can help, yeah.
For helping, so yeah, I think it's very useful.
Tamsin and I go into the class and schools and we work with the year groups for a day. Usually there's 4 classes, and we do sessions for each of the classes about goal setting, about asking what their goals are for the future, and we get sort of a feel then who might benefit from a Shooting Stars programme. Another key part of the programme is these shoeboxes which they make, which are based on their goals and their aspirations for the future.
Can you tell me about your box?
Yeah, I made, my goal is to help my cousin start doing swimming, so I made a swimming pool with a little water slide, which I go through.
How do you think you're going to achieve your goal? What do you think?
Keep going swimming. When I grow up, I'm going to be a teacher to teach children.
Wow, so this is you, is it?
Yes.
This box is your classroom, is it?
Yeah.
And what's that on the wall?
Writing about Romans.
Wow. So your goal is to be a teacher when you're bigger, is it?
Yeah.
We also use something called protective behaviours, which runs through the whole of Safety Net. It's some tools that we use throughout all of our projects.
In protective behaviours, you'd learn to know when you're feeling nervous or scared, and you'd learn how to deal with that. You'd be given different techniques and options of how to take control of that yourself.
We have a technique called Stop, Think, Go, which is about looking at all your options if you ever get too stuck with a goal.
We've been learning to stop, think and go.
Okay, and how will that help you?
Earlier on I didn't really know what to do with the crowd and my person, and then I stopped, I thought about it, and then I thought about I could use like flags with straws, and on my person I could get a spoon, blue eyes, put like blondie hair on it, and ask the assistant if they can help me cut up some shorts,
Excellent.
and a t-shirt.
So it's already...
We also go to the Pavilion in Brighton to learn about an aspirational chef. He was dropped at the gates of Paris at the age of 9, one of 25 children, and worked his way up to be the Chef of King and the King of Chefs at Brighton Pavilion. So the children have a lot of fun having a look at the pavilion, learning all about him, and they're making an animation at the end to reflect that, which we show at the end of all of our sessions.
And towards the end of the course we do some really fun things, like we go rock climbing with Adventure Unlimited to learn about risk taking.
They teach them obviously a safe way to climb, so it's risking on purpose. So it ties in very nicely with the protective behaviours that runs throughout Safety Net through its adult and child-friendly programmes. So the rock climbing is perfect for confidence building and goal setting, of course. People's goals are going to be different. Some are just to get on the bottom rung, and some are to touch the top of the climbing wall.
What we found with Shooting Stars is it works best when we work with children who maybe aren't necessarily getting support elsewhere. They're not seen as extreme enough to be supported through other types of intervention.
But I feel that through the activities that we do get a snippet of a change within the children between the first and the last week of the sessions.
It helped me with my behaviour at home a bit, to get on with my brother and sisters more. In fact, the rest of my family more, to be honest.
It's good when we've caught up with children afterwards. We often have little catch-up sessions as the form of a steering group, and some of the children do come along to those, and they do tell us how they've been getting on with their goals, and maybe their goals have changed since we've seen them. So that's quite nice as well, to see how they are progressing.
It's a nice feeling when you finally achieve something, and also they don't really judge you.
I think that the main message coming across from the children is just having the time to express their own interests in a comfortable environment, and to have the confidence to go ahead and plan goals without fear of being criticised by other people.
My goal is to become an astronaut and see the world from the outside, but also develop a version of space travel that can get us over long distances in space without need of supplies from Earth.
And how can you use Stop Think Go to help you with your goal?
Well, maybe someone might criticise me for trying that, and I can use Stop Think Go to stop, then think about it, then go with my safest idea.
I think maybe their needs are just to be to have the space to be able to do that, to have the extra time, one-on-one and in a group setting where they can learn from each other.